Okay, this could be third time lucky. Let's hope. Anything? Anyone? I think it should be working now, but it's probably very distorted. Am I right? Yeah, I thought so. Okay, right, one moment. Nobody panic. I think I just need to change one more setting. I will be right back. Okay, let's try again. Can everyone hear me this time? It still says it's really distorted. Why is that? Why is that? Is it still too loud? Is it still really distorted, or is it okay? Someone give me a sign. Give me a sign. Okay, I'm getting yes and okay and yup. Does that mean, is it okay now? No more distortion? Hopefully. Well, that was interesting. We've not had a technical problem to that degree for quite a while, have we? That was kind of impressive. Perfect. Awesome. Okay, so I'm going to start everything again as if nothing happened. Okay, it'll just be like nothing went wrong at all. Okay, here we go. Hey there, Windowers, and welcome to this week's live stream. I'm going to be doing something very exciting, which is unboxing a copy of Windows 3. Now, if you were present for the last stream 2 weeks ago, I actually showed this on stream because we were talking about Windows 3 in the last stream. So yeah, I have a sealed copy of Windows 3 right here. So this is not 3.1, this is literally Windows 3. So this is from 1990. Early 1990, and for something of this age, it's in pretty good condition, and obviously we'll have a look at it in much more detail in a moment. So it is sealed. Some of the seal is kind of coming off, as you can see here. So technically it's not completely sealed, but you can tell that no one's opened this basically. So yeah, we're going to be having a look at this now. After our amazing technical problem, which again, if you're a regular, you'll know it always happens on Windows or Windows streams. After what is going on my iPad? Why has it gone back to... What is it doing? Hang on, I think this is massively delayed. Yes, it is. Because I have the stream chat on my iPad. So I'm looking at the stream here, and it was like probably about a minute behind. So then I was panicking again that something was going wrong. No, it's fine. Okay, so without further ado, let's switch to the desktop. And this is very exciting because I've not done this before. So are you ready? Are you ready for possibly another technical problem? But if nothing goes wrong, it'll be seamless. Watch this. Okay, I'm going to press the show desktop button. Here we go. Look at this. It's my desktop. I'm so excited. This is where all the magic happens, as you can see. So let me just move my mouse out of the way. So yeah, look, I've got my good old Windows on Windows T right here. And I've got my Windows on Windows little pad where, look, I put all my video ideas. Going all the way back to, I don't know where, look, going all the way back to Windows XP, actually. So yeah, look at this. Look at that. In fact, some people, you may even recognize yourself in here because some people have got name drops, like Nick Gagener, who I remember probably from about 2014. I have no idea if Nick is still following the channel, but here we go. Nick, you're in my pad. So yeah, look at this. So many things. You could have a field day looking through this. There's loads of stuff in here that I've not even actually done, which is kind of embarrassing. But yeah. So yeah, there we go. And look, now we're on Daniel Oren. That's where we are. Awesome. Anyway, so that's enough of that. Let's just put this over here out of the way. Because I know you didn't come for that. You came for Windows 3. So here we go. So this is the copy of Windows 3 that I have. Now, this is one that I bought on eBay. This is not a copy that I originally had back in 1990, mainly because I wasn't actually born when this came out, because my birthday is the 1st of June 1990, and Windows 3 came out, I believe, in April or May, I think. I want to say May. Maybe 22nd of May 1990, but anyway, early 1990. So, yeah. Let's have a look at Windows 3. Now, as you can see, and apologies about this bit of glare, by the way. Let me see if I can quickly fix that. This ring light is just... It's very reflective, this packaging, unfortunately, but hopefully you'll be okay. So, yeah. So, as you can see, Windows, we've got version 3, Microsoft Windows, graphical environment with a lovely, I mean, look at this. Look at this PC. Look at that. I mean, what can you say about that? So yeah, we've got a nice picture. Microsoft breaks the 640k memory barrier and unleash all the power of your PC. And as you can see here, it says for DOS systems, 3.5-inch 720k disk version. So let's talk about this quickly. So for DOS systems, so this means that you need to have MS-DOS installed to be able to use Windows 3. I'm just going to come back to myself, look, for a little bit of excitement. So yeah, this was back in the day when you had to have DOS installed in order to install Windows. So you needed to have a copy of MS-DOS first. Sometimes copies of DOS would be pre-bundled with Windows, so you could get both at the same time. A lot of people that were already using computers will have already had their own copies of DOS, so that shouldn't have been a massive problem for most people. So yeah, you needed to have DOS, and also you had two options for which version of Windows 3 you wanted to get. So you could either buy the 3.5-inch disc version, which, as we'll see in a moment, let me just get you an example. As you'll see in a moment, that is this type of floppy disk. So this is a 3.5-inch floppy disk measured across here. As you can see, it's roughly 3.5 inches. As you can see. So yeah, these were relatively quite new, the 3.5 discs. Before this, you had 5.25-inch discs, which were much bigger, which I don't have any examples of because from when I was a child, everyone had already moved on to 3.5 floppies. So this is an original disc that I had somewhere for some reason as a child that I still have. And yeah, that's probably not that interesting, but there you go. So yeah, we've got the 3.5 disc version. So this is probably, I guess you could say, the more forward-looking version in that we're using the most up-to-date disc technology here for this version. So let's have a quick look around the box. So I'll just show you this. So on the sides, it just says Microsoft Windows, literally, version 3 again. Same on this side. And this is a very chunky box. I don't know if you can hear it clattering, but there's definitely a lot of things going on in here. And then if you have a look on the top, we've just got a little stickery thing here. Not very interesting, really. So you can see it just says Windows 3.0, 3.5 in brackets, which again is referring to the type of disk that this version has. And again, you would have had a choice as to which one you wanted to get. Apologies for this camera, by the way. It tends to be a bit bad at focusing back where it should be, as you can see, but it tends to fix itself eventually. He says, as it doesn't do that. There we go. Okay, so shall we open the seal? This is very exciting. This would be a great moment for the stream not to go wrong, wouldn't it? So it probably will. So if I disappear, then don't panic. Oh, and actually, let's do this. We'll mute the music, and you can hopefully enjoy the sounds. Where did that come from? That's kind of worrying. What is that? I mean, I'm hoping that's not part of the packaging. It doesn't look like it. That looks like a stray piece of cardboard. So I'm going to ignore that. Okay, so that is the seal taken off, which is very exciting. So yeah, I mean, if you have a look, I mean, you can't really see it that well, but if you have a kind of, hopefully you can kind of see, the condition of this box is relatively very good. The only things really that kind of show that it's not new, or not new in the sense that it didn't come out recently, is it's got a few creases on the side here. But if you look everywhere else, it kind of looks, it's pretty good, isn't it, for how old it is. So yes, let's have a quick look on the back. Now, I won't go through all this information, but I'll just show you some of this. Hopefully, if the camera allows me to. This is so professional, isn't it? In fact, this is so professional, isn't it? Don't you miss me when I'm not on the screen? Anyway, so yes, as you can see, we've got Microsoft Windows Graphical Environment, Microsoft Windows Graphical Environment. So notice that it doesn't call itself an operating system. It calls itself a graphical environment. And this could be because, let me just put the music back on. This could be because that really, it kind of wasn't an operating system, right? Because it ran on top of MS-DOS. MS-DOS was the operating system. This was more like an app that kind of ran on top of it, that gave you some extra functionality. So graphical environment version 3.0 gives you the ability to work with all your applications within an exciting visual environment. Work the way you'd like to work with ease and spontaneity. It's what personal computing is meant to be. And we've got some lovely screenshots. Look at these, all customized as well. Nice yellow and red colors going on there. Look at that. Lovely. So yeah, let's have a look at this. So the new icon-based program manager makes it easy to work with all your programs, including the ones included in the Windows package. You get a color paint program, executive word processor, communications program, calendar, dual mode calculator, notepad, clock, card file, and so on and so on. And 2 games. Exciting. And if your 386 based PC has enough memory, you can even run DOS applications in their own windows. So yes, so firstly, I just want to draw your attention to this bit about a color paint program. So in Windows 1 and 2, the paint program was in black and white. I believe in Windows 1 it definitely was. Windows 2 I think it was. I could be wrong. I'm sure it was though. So yes, they were actually advertising the fact that you could paint in color. Imagine that. Isn't that exciting? And this part about the 386 based PC, this is referring to different processors. So depending on what processor you had, you could unlock basically some extra features, such as the ability, like it says, to run DOS programs in Windows, which would have been very useful back in this time because a lot of apps would have been DOS apps anyway. So yeah, let's have a look. What does it say here? So the comprehensive file manager simplifies all your file and directory management tasks, including copying, moving, and searching for files. And anytime you need a question answered, online help is available. So again, here they're advertising the file manager in Windows 3 because again, this was different to how files were managed in Windows 1 and 2. In Windows 1 and 2, there was an app called the MS-DOS Executive, which was all text-based, and it was basically very similar to if you typed the dir command in DOS, so dir, you'd just get a text list of all the files in a folder. Not very exciting. With Windows 3, that changed, and the file manager in Windows 3, it just looked nicer, basically. It just looked a bit nicer. So yeah. Anyway, let's have a look at what we've got underneath here. Again, I'm not going to read all this, but I will summarize. So the Windows environment transforms your PC. Whether you're a sometime PC user or an experienced veteran, you'll instantly appreciate the MS Windows visual interface. Use your mouse to move and resize windows, scroll through documents and click on icons. And with the hundreds of powerful apps available for the Windows environment, you can put together an integrated suite of applications that's just right for you. Interesting. What else? Anything interesting here that I've missed? Ooh, and this bit's important. Windows applications now have direct access to all the memory in your 286 or 386 based PC, up to 16 megabytes. So yes, you may remember this because it was written on the front actually. This was a big thing. So with Windows 3, it was able to take advantage of more memory than before. So you could now use more than just 640k of memory. Yes, say no more about that. Yes, literally 640 kilobytes. That is right. That was the maximum available memory before Windows 3. Now, you can use up to 16 megabytes. Imagine that. Great, isn't it? Yeah, and in fact, this is really annoying me. I have to do this. I like how I was literally going to use my mouse, but it's not there. These animations in OBS. Oh my gosh, what am I doing? There's literally no transition, is there? Let me change this to a fade. This will look much better. Look at that. That is so much better. I don't know why it wasn't set to that anyway. Never mind. Okay. Okay. Right, so then the last thing on the back, we'll have a quick look at the system requirements. So I'll just show you these. So as you can see, we need a PC using one of these processors. We need at least 640k conventional memory. One 3.5-inch disk drive and a hard disk. So Windows 2, I believe Windows 2.1 was the first version that needed a hard disk. So Windows 3 did need a hard disk and obviously a disk drive so that you could install the software. And then you need one of these graphics cards or a compatible graphics card. And then also MS-DOS or PC-DOS, operating system version 3.1 or higher. And then we have a few options that you could also use if you wanted to, which is your Microsoft mouse or compatible mouse, and then a modem if you wanted to connect to the internet. So very exciting. So shall we have a look inside the box? And then I think in a moment I might need to catch up on chat because I've not done that yet. Look at this, so professional. A nice close-up of my hands. Isn't this great? Love it. So yeah, no one has opened it. No one has opened this box. Nobody has ever seen inside this box. Exciting. Okay. And this is a very heavy box. You may have watched the video I did on unboxing Windows 98 2nd edition, and that, I mean, that was not that heavy. This is incredibly heavy. There's definitely going to be a gigantic manual in here. So I'll just show you, hopefully there's nothing else in there. So that's the actual shell of the box. Pop that there. Then inside, as was standard, we've got this cardboard little inside packaging thing, which is going to unfold and probably get in the way of stuff. Oh no, that was okay actually. Yeah, did I mention that I don't have a lot of room on my desk? I don't know if you can tell this from the desktop video here, but there's not a lot of room. So let's just get rid of this, because we don't need that. That's just cardboard. Okay. Okay, so let's have a look at what we've got inside altogether. So firstly, and I have no idea if this is the right order it's meant to be in or not, but this is what I'm going with. So firstly, we have a little bag or little envelope that has the floppy disks in, because I can feel them here. I will open this in a moment. Pop that there for now. Then we also have our Windows or Microsoft software license card. Very nice. So this was back in the time where there were no product keys. So, unlike my Windows 98 unboxing video, where I unintentionally shared a product key, I mean, not that I think it matters, but I did. I don't need to worry about that here, because there weren't product keys anyway. So look at that. So license card, I'll pop that over here. What else do we have? Look, there's so much paper. Then we have our good old product registration card, and I mean, Microsoft love these, don't they? If you're watching the last stream, they loved getting you to register. So that's definitely important. Then we've got product license information, and again, I will be looking at all this stuff in a bit more detail in a moment. I'm just going to briefly go through it first. Then we have this. What is this? Get your free issue today. Inside Microsoft Windows, a magazine subscription thing. Ooh, look at this. I didn't know this was a thing. Inside Microsoft Windows. Is this a magazine? Yes. Interesting. Ooh, I'm gonna look forward to that in a minute. Okay, and then we've also got hardware supported by Microsoft Windows version 3. So this was back in the time when you had to be a bit more careful about what hardware you had. Obviously nowadays, now that Windows is so advanced and it's been such a long time since it obviously was started, there's a lot of great backwards compatibility hardware support, but at this time it was all relatively new. So yes, you had to have specific hardware. We'll have a look at that in a moment as well. Look, I've already run out of room. This is what happens when you live in the UK, because everything here is about 10 times smaller than in America. All our houses are smaller. There's literally not enough room. Okay, and then we've got Windows 3 application reference list. This looks interesting as well. What is that? I will have a look at that in a minute as well. Interesting. Okay, so then we have the user's guide, which, yeah, look, this is the... look at that. This is why that box was so heavy. Oh my gosh. So, I mean, yeah, this was back in the time before a lot of people would have had internet access. It certainly wasn't mainstream in 1990. It was only really becoming mainstream when I was growing up as a child, and so we're talking maybe 95 to 99. It was becoming very popular. So, yeah, this makes complete sense, right? Because if you didn't have internet access, you would have no way to learn anything about this operating system. So you've got a massive user guide, which I have a feeling, looking at this, is going to be very thorough. So I'll place that over here. Okay, and then lastly, we have questions and answers. Look at this, literally an FAQ in a book. Look at that. God, I love things like this. I don't know why. Why am I so weird? I have no idea. Look at this. Wow. So yes, all in all, we've got a pretty good selection here. Look at, I mean, look at this. How many trees do you think this was that contributed to this packaging? I have no idea. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff here. So I'm going to very quickly take a minute just to catch up on chat, so just excuse me a moment. I'm also going to have a drink. I don't know if I mentioned this. I've been ill recently and I'm still kind of recovering, so I'm a bit dehydrated, I think. So yeah, I'll just be literally about 30 seconds. I'm just going to quickly catch up on chat. In the meantime, I will let you have a little peruse of the things that we have unpackaged. So if anyone has any questions now would be a great time, because I'm just going to very quickly have a look at what's going on in chat, because I feel bad for not actually interacting with anyone. Secondary says you should get a Windows wallpaper print to stick to your desk. That would be a great idea. That would actually, I might do that. I need to try and make this room look a bit more like Windows related, don't I? Like this massive ABBA poster, that was probably not a great idea. I have got some things over here, but I mean, it's so dark that you probably can't see them. So yeah, great lighting in here as well, isn't it? It's brilliant. The True Queen says really nice artwork. Yeah, I mean, it is, isn't it? I think you're talking about the artwork on the box. So let's just quickly go back to this. Yeah, I mean, this is nice, isn't it? It's a bit more, I don't know. You can see that we're making some progress with the technology in this picture. It's not quite as primitive as the artwork on the Windows 1 and 2 box. Gareth says, so cool. It is indeed. Orbitron says, Windows 3 ASMR stream. Yes. Sorry, guys, I'm almost finished. True Queen says, very interesting. I'm glad you enjoy it. Greenlight is asking, am I going to try installing this after I've unboxed it? Okay, I have attempted to get this to work. The problem is that I have a USB floppy drive that does not work with VMware for some reason, on macOS anyway. So we can install it. However, what I'll need to do is, and I'll have to do this on stream obviously because I've not opened the box until now, so I didn't have access to the discs. I'll have to just make disk images of the discs first and then use the images to do the installation. So yes, in a nutshell, we can install it. It's just going to be a little bit kind of more complicated than it probably should be, but we can definitely do that. Mitchell says, I remember a department store had Windows 3 on display and I loved the paint program. I begged my mum to go clothes shopping just so I could tag along and use the Windows 3 PC. Oh yeah, I can imagine I would have loved that. By Quadcore says, and this is something I definitely agree with, it was so impressive that Windows NT could handle up to 4 GB of RAM at this time. Yes, definitely. Okay. Okay, and I think I'm caught up. Perfect. So let's come back to the unboxing. So what shall we have a look at first? Let's see. I think I'll save the user guide and the questions for last because they're the biggest things. So how's about, let's actually have a look at the floppy disks first. So I'm going to make a little pile over here. This is the to-do pile. Let's just put all this stuff over here. Right, there we go. Okay, let's have a look at the actual discs because this is going to be quite exciting. And hello to Brian, that's just turned up. Thank you for joining. Okay, so before opening this disc packet, carefully read. Oh, so maybe we should do it in the order that they say. I don't know. Let's find out. Carefully read the Microsoft license agreement printed on the Microsoft license card included in the package. By opening the sealed disc packet, is it still sealed actually? Oh no, the seal's completely, the glue has perished. You indicate your acceptance of the Microsoft license agreement. So I think basically what we're saying is, now that the seal is broken anyway, I have automatically accepted it by purchasing this item. So there we go. No need to read the license card. If you cannot find your license card in the package, please contact your dealer or call customer service. Okay, right. So yeah, there's nothing on the back. Like I've said, the seal's completely broken anyway, just because this glue is, what, about 30 years old. So let's see. So obviously the discs are there. Anything else? No. Okay, right. Let's pop this over here. We'll just wait for the camera to sort itself out. Look at that. Okay, here are the discs. Very exciting. I actually cannot remember the last time I looked at a brand new floppy disk. So this is kind of exciting. Okay, so we have, so there are 6, so with the 3.5 floppy version of Windows 3, there were 6 disks, as you can see, and they're in reverse order, it appears, but why not? So we've got disk 6, disk 7. Wait, I thought there was 6. Maybe there's 7. So disk 1, this is obviously the one that you put in first, and it has the instructions on for launching the installer. So at the A prompt, so this is the DOS prompt, type setup and press enter. And that will start the setup. So why are these in a completely random order? Okay, never mind. Maybe they were just rushing to get everything packaged to sell it, and they didn't mind what order they were in. So yeah, there you go. So actually, yeah, I was wrong. There are 7 disks. There we go. The Windows 3 disks. 3.5 floppy disks, anyway. Right, let's put these back in the right order. Why not? I feel like that's the least that we can do here. And I mean, not that this is a history video on floppy disks, but this is a 3.5-inch floppy disk. These could hold up to about 1.4 megabytes, give or take, as a standard anyway. So this is a magnetic type of storage medium. In here, under this protective cover, we just have a very thin magnetic disc in here, and this is just a cover to obviously make sure that you don't get any crud in there, because that could mean that it doesn't work. And then here we have a write protect notch, so at the moment this would not be write protected, I don't believe. That's kind of weird, but you could move it across and then that would be write protected, meaning that you couldn't accidentally, you know, erase this disk, which you wouldn't really want to do if you just paid money on buying software on it. So yeah. So those are the floppy disks. I will place those there. Dominic says, a notch in 1990? Yes. Yes, indeed. Okay, let's have a look at what else we got here. I'm just going to go in the order that I've put these over here. Okay, so this, firstly, looks like an advert for a free issue of this magazine that I've never heard of. So there we go. Inside Microsoft Windows. What does it say here? Free Windows tips. Return the card below and get a free issue of Inside Microsoft Windows. This exclusive 12-page monthly publication offers a constant flow of fresh ideas, shortcuts, and advice from software experts who explore every nook and cranny of Microsoft Windows. Sounds good to me. Each issue is full of practical articles that are guaranteed to make you a smarter Windows user. Let the Windows experts at the COB Group, who are these people, report to you about the topics you don't have time to explore. Use their proven methods to increase your skills and save you time and energy. To receive this valuable software support, complete the card below, drop it in the mailbox. Act now, there's no obligation. Can we see what is in this picture? I don't know, what? Let me see. Can I make out anything in... This is incredibly small. Colorizing the Windows 3 interface. So this looks like it's telling you how to change your interface colors. Okay, fair enough. So yes, sign me up for a free issue. Shall I do this? Shall I send this off? Nah, nothing's going to happen. I understand that I'm under no obligation to subscribe. Wow, I would have loved to have done that. Okay, I'm going to pop this over. I'll put that over there out of the way. Pancake says you need to find an issue of that magazine now. Yeah, I'd love that. I didn't know that was even a thing. That's how ignorant I am, clearly. Okay, so this is the license card. I mean, this is not exciting, but everyone reads this, right? We all read license agreements. I always read them before I install anything. So let's read this. An agreement between me and Microsoft. Blah, 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 blah. Allows you to use the software included in this package, provided you agree to the terms of the agreement. Allows you to dedicate one copy of this Microsoft product for use on one computer, or to use the product on any computer if the user has the enclosed Microsoft license card in his or her physical possession. Scary. I'm scared. Microsoft, are you threatening me? Is that a threat? That sounds a bit threatening. The enclosed license card must be retained as your proof of license granted by the license agreement. Please treat it as valuable property. If this package contains both 3.5 and 5.25 discs, these are provided only to facilitate use on a single computer. You may not use the second set of discs on another computer except as provided in the agreement. So, there you go. There you go. Good old license agreements. Where would it be without them? The True Queen says, got to go, see you later. I hope you have enjoyed what you've seen so far. And thank you for being here. Right, let's have a look at the next thing. So we have a warranty card. So this is basically the registration card. So complete return the registration card before using this product for the first time. Only original cards will be accepted. Please print all information. So yeah, as you can see, I mean, this was really common in the 90s to fill something like this in if you bought new software. So you can see they ask for a lot of information, which I think today would probably be raising some eyebrows. But there you go. So we can specify here all applications that we use the computer for example, word processing, graphics, and so on. Self-improvement, nice. And then what have we got in here? So blah, blah, blah. Always looking to make our current products better. La, la, la. As a registered customer, you'll be first on our list to receiving updates. Okay. Okay. Ooh, repair and replacement order card. To order repair or replacement for a defective product, please follow the... Oh, I didn't know this was a thing either. Look at this. I'm learning very interesting things here. So if you damaged your discs, you could order some more. Okay. How would you pay for them? Wait, how would you pay for them, though? Are they free? Oh, yeah, it says here. Microsoft will determine whether the defective product will be repaired or replaced. Okay. You will be charged a service fee if it does not qualify for warranty. Okay, they have explained that, actually. Okay. Change of address notification. So, yeah, I mean, that's, again, not very interesting. That's just all standard registration stuff. Windows 7.7 is asking how much Windows 3 cost. Are you asking me how much I paid for it, or are you asking how much it cost in 1990? I actually don't know the answer to either question. Sorry. I bought this quite a long time ago. I forgot how much I paid for it. It must have been roughly about £100, something like that, 150, something like that. Not ridiculously expensive. In 1990, I'm not sure. Would anyone like to find out? If anyone can do a quick Google search, we can share that. Okay, so let's have a look at, briefly, and hello to Susan, thank you for joining, the supported hardware. So here we go. So the following hardware is supported by Windows version 3. Support is also available for hardware listed in the attached supplemental drivers list. If your hardware is not listed, call your manufacturer for information. So yes. What does it say here? When you install the Windows environment on hardware marked in this list by an asterisk, the setup program may involve user interaction. Oh, okay. So, I mean, really, if you look at this, there's actually a lot of hardware support, right? This is not a small list of supported hardware. But again, relatively, there's much more hardware support in Windows now, obviously, because there's more hardware, and also Windows has had more time to exist and support the hardware. So we have a lot of computers, or CPUs, then displays. We've got printers, lots of HP printers, networks, pointing devices, and keyboards. And then we have on the back a supplemental drivers library list. What did it say this was? Support for the following hardware devices is in the Microsoft Windows supplemental driver. Blah, 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 blah. So wait, what's the difference here? I don't know. Support for these devices is not included in the Windows package. Oh. Okay, so wait, these are not supported. I'm not sure, this page is confusing me. Wait, it's saying they are supported here, and then they're not supported here. What does that mean? Maybe I'm being stupid. Don't know. Okay, so then the next thing we have is the application reference list. So, let's have a look here. So, This is a list of software vendors with new or updated applications designed for the new Windows environment version 3. So yeah, basically there we go. It's just supported applications basically. And again, there's a lot here, isn't there? Let's see, out of interest, how many does Microsoft have on here? Microsoft. Oh, there's actually not a lot listed for Microsoft. I thought it would be more than that. Can you see this? So Microsoft, as an example, we've got Excel for Windows version 2.1D, which came out in July 90, Word for Windows, December 89, and then we also have over here, Project for Windows, PowerPoint for Windows. And that's it from Microsoft. Interesting. I thought there would have been more than that. Oh, hang on, I'm trashing things unintentionally. That's not helpful. Okay. So again, I mean, same idea with this, right? This is again to do with the fact that a lot of people would not have had internet access, so they would have needed literal physical copies of information like this because there wouldn't have been really, you know, a way for them to find out online. Okay, then we have the license card. So wait, how is this different to the license agreement? I don't know. They just Microsoft love licenses, don't they? So Windows 3.0, 3.5-inch disc version, no product key because they didn't exist at this point anyway. And this is our proof of license. Very exciting. Please treat it as valuable property. So there you go. Look at that. Exciting. Very exciting. I will treasure this, Microsoft. This is incredibly valuable to me. I'll pop it over here for now. Okay, right, so then we have a couple of things left. So we've got the massive user guide, which I have a feeling this might take a little bit of time to look through, right? So I'll keep that for the end. So I'll come back to that. Let's have a look at questions and answers. Exciting. A technical guide to commonly asked questions. Okay, let's see then. And hello to Mystic Morgan from Cardiff. Thank you for being here. From my homeland, because I'm actually from Wales. So Microsoft Windows question and answers for the Windows graphical environment version 3. Okay, nice, right. Then we've just got bog standard publishing information. Table of contents. Okay, getting the information you need, installing Windows, running applications, printing, calling support. Okay, questions and answers. So this booklet answers some common questions that users ask about Windows 3. You might want to read parts of this booklet if you are encountering problems or if you need information. Okay, right. Okay. Ooh, the Windows text files are located in your Windows directory. These files are as follows. README, general information about installing running Windows. Okay. Oh, this is useful. Look, it tells you what the files are for. Okay. Right. Okay, installing Windows 3. Right. So I'm not going to read out all of these, but obviously you can see some of these questions here. But I'll see if there are any interesting ones. In fact, I'm going to put this down here. Hopefully you can still see this, but this would probably make more sense because then I'm not moving it around. Okay, how do I set up non-Windows applications? That's been defined. How can I use special hardware? Okay. How do I set up Windows to run in conjunction with a novel network? How can I get Windows to run on my system? When I type Win, my system halts. I would say that is an expected feature, wouldn't you? If your system halts, in other words stops responding, when you try to start Windows, it's likely that your system includes hardware or software that's incompatible with Windows. The solution depends on the type of system you have. Okay. Right. Run setup. Okay. So basically, I think in conclusion, you're on your own. It's trial and error. If it halts, try again. Oh dear. Right, what else? When I type Win, Windows starts in real mode, even though my system is an 80286 or 286. How can I get Windows running in a different mode? How can I improve the speed at which Windows runs? Ooh, what does it say here? There are several things you can do to improve speed. See page 503 of the user's guide for a discussion. Okay, well, we'll do that in a minute. All right, what else? How do I get my non-Windows apps to run in a window? Why doesn't the mouse work? I mean, these are standard, like really standard questions, aren't they? What do I do if I get the message unrecoverable application error? Maybe cry? What do I do if I get the message out of memory? Yep, cry. I can't print. How can I solve this problem? How do I print to a file? I mean, yeah, these are just very standard questions, aren't they? For first-time users, mainly, it would appear. So yes, that's the question and answer guide. Okay, so let's have a look at the last thing. And apologies about the camera, by the way. It's just auto-focusing constantly. I'll just give it a second. Let's have a look at the user's guide, which is also sealed. So we have a seal within a seal. Exciting. So how can I... Oh my gosh, I've got to try and open this now. I mean, this is very well sealed. This is not scuffed or anything. So I may need a bit of help here. Let's... oh, hang on. This is a very, very tight seal. I mean, yeah, that is a very good seal. As you can probably see. Greenlight says, this makes me scared. If you throw the user's guide at a guy from a high place, he will surely go into a coma. Oh my gosh. This seal is, well, it's very, very well sealed. Okay, more plastic. Let's just get rid of that. Okay, so let's have a look at the user's guide. Just before we do that, I'm going to have another quick minute just to catch up on chat and have a refreshment. If my brain can actually process what am I doing. I'm going back to webcam for a second. Okay, yeah, just going to have a quick refreshment. Don't mind me. Hopefully you don't, because this did win the live stream option by a long stretch. So obviously, yeah, I'm assuming nobody was expecting this to be edited. So yeah, don't mind me for a second. Philip says, all the contents of those floppy disks can fit on a CD. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? It's crazy. Susan says, get Windows 3 multimedia extensions. Well, I'm aiming to hopefully get a copy of every version at some point. I mean, I don't know where I'm going to put them, but I'll worry about that later. But yeah, if I ever see it, that would be a good one to get, wouldn't it? To see how that's actually different to this standard version. Greenlight says, you're wearing a Windows 3 logo shirt as well. I mean, yes, this was intentional. It was intentional. Hibby's asking when I bought the box. It was a few months ago. I also bought a copy of Windows 2000, but that never turned up, and I still don't know to this day what happened to that. But the person posted it, and it never arrived. So I don't know whether someone was delivering it and saw it and was like, ooh, yeah, I'm having this, or I don't know. Don't know. Okay, I am refreshed. Let's go back to the user's guide. Right. Anything on the back? Nope. Okay. Right. So, user's guide for the Windows graphical environment. Note again, not operating system. No, graphical environment. DOS was the operating system. Version 3 for the DOS operating system. Yeah, okay. Right. Okay, contents. So again, I won't read all this out. Why was there a hair there? That's disgusting. Yeah, I won't read all this out, but obviously I'll let you have a quick look at this. So we've got Windows fundamentals for legacy PCs, not really. So file manager, control panel, print manager, Windows accessories, advanced topics, options for starting Windows, more about apps, optimizing Windows, networks, using setup, special characters, command lines, glossary and index. Ooh, we've got pictures as well. Look at this. I was not expecting that. Okay. I mean, what does this picture have to do with Windows, though? I mean, this looks like it's looking through a window at a coffee shop. So maybe that's what it has to do with Windows? I don't know. Okay, Microsoft Windows 3. Welcome to Microsoft Windows, the software that transforms the way you use your personal computer. Windows' ability to run more than one app at a time and transfer information between apps, the superior way it uses the full power of your computer, and its rich graphical interface provide a more intuitive, more efficient work environment than ever before, available on a PC. Okay. Right, if you have a previous version of Windows, updates are already available for some of the Windows apps that you ran. Yeah, okay, what you need to run Windows. Windows 3 can run in 3 modes, Real, Standard, or Enhanced. The mode that you use depends on the equipment you have and the software apps you want to run. Oh yeah, so I mean, I didn't talk about this, but there were 3 ways of launching Windows 3 depending on what hardware you had, essentially. So yeah, they're going to, obviously, it looks like they're going to explain this here. So firstly, you've got Real mode. So this is the mode that provides the maximum compatibility with previous versions, so Windows 2, for example, of apps. So Real mode is the only mode available for computers with less than a megabyte of memory. Then we have Standard mode, which is the normal operating mode. This mode provides access to extended memory and also lets you switch among non-Windows apps. And then we've got Enhanced mode for 386 processors, provides access to the virtual memory capabilities of the processor. Virtual memory lets Windows apps use more memory than is physically available. Enhanced mode also allows for multitasking of non-Windows applications. So I mean, this was working a little bit like the paging file in modern versions of Windows, basically. So you have like an extra area where things can temporarily be stored in memory if apps need them. Okay, and then it's going to go through the minimum requirements, which it already has on the box anyway, so I won't read through that. Then it's going to tell us to register again, because Microsoft love to do that, so I won't read that either. Ooh, and my stream has died again. Why is that? Let me just refresh that. Right, so now it looks like it's going to explain a little bit about the user interface. So in Windows, your computer screen is referred to as a desktop. The desktop displays all your work in rectangular areas called windows. You work with your apps and documents in these windows, and obviously we've got an example here. You arrange windows on the desktop just as you move work items around on your actual desk. For example, to review a spreadsheet and report from 2 separate apps, you change the size of their windows so that they can fit side by side on the desktop. If you want to leave an app for a while, you shrink its window to an application icon and the app keeps running. When you shrink an app, Windows places the icon at the lower edge of the desktop until you restore it to the window size again. Okay. With Windows, you can run several apps at once and switch between them. For example, yeah, you can switch between different applications. Yeah, we get it. When you work with 2 more apps, whether they were designed for Windows or not, you can transfer information from one to the other. So copying, pasting, for example. I mean, this is very thorough, isn't it? This example. What else? As you work with an application, you can pause at any time to take care of other tasks. For example, you might need to make some additions to your card files. Yeah, okay. Lots of examples. Okay, that is good. New features in Windows 3. Okay, if you are already familiar with earlier versions of Microsoft Windows, you'll notice right away that Windows 3 brings you many significant additions. Okay, the most visible improvement is the desktop's appearance. You'll find a new color scheme, proportionally spaced type, and a 3D look to many icons and buttons. So yes, and I mentioned this in the last stream when we looked at Windows 3, this was the first version of Windows where the look was starting to be changed to make it look more three-dimensional. Obviously with Windows 95, it then went pretty much full-on 3D. So yes, it all started here. Right, then it's talking more about memory management. Okay, about your documentation. This is just explaining basically how to use the user guide, which is kind of funny. Meta, isn't it? Meta. Although actually, wait. That part is, but this part is not. Terminology. In the context of Windows. Okay, so this is like a glossary. Application. A computer program used for a particular kind of work, such as word processing. Click to quickly press and release the mouse button. Desktop, the screen background for Windows. The desktop is similar to the surface of a desk. Yes. Double click. Click the mouse button twice in rapid succession. So, I mean, yeah, this is very thorough, isn't it? Because, again, a lot of people will have been brand new to computers. So, just like when I looked at the Windows 98 SE box, that had a big glossary like this in the user guide to explain literally everything for people that had never used a computer before. So it sounds kind of weird now, but I mean, there will have been plenty of people that had no idea what clicking a mouse actually meant. So this was important. Icon, a graphic representation of various elements. Menu, a list of items. What else? Window, a rectangular area that contains a software application. Right, so Windows fundamentals. This is another window. Wait, so these are literal pictures of Windows. Okay, that is okay. Don't know what to say about that. Right, getting started. Okay. Starting Windows. So at the DOS prompt, type win. The very first time you start Windows, the Program Manager window is open, with the main group window open inside and other window groups represented as icons. The Program Manager window, as shown in the following illustration. Yes, so Program Manager, this was probably, I'd say, one of the biggest changes, if not the biggest change in Windows 3. So this, obviously here we're still in a time before the Start menu. So the Start menu didn't come until Windows 95 a few years later. So the Program Manager was, I guess, like the Microsoft's earlier attempt at simplifying how to launch programs. So in Windows 1 and 2, to launch programs, you did everything directly from the file manager, which was called the MS-DOS Executive, where you just had literally a text list of files and you had to just find the file that you wanted to open and double click it. In Windows 3, we have the introduction of the Program Manager, which is a much more graphical representation of how to open programs, right? So now we have icons, actual graphical icons for all of the apps. We can sort them into what are called program groups. So for example, here you can see main, we've got main, accessories, games, Windows applications, and so on. And if you close the Program Manager, that would end your Windows session. So it was always open. I mean, you could minimize it, but it was always open when Windows was running. So yeah, and I mean, if anyone's ever used Windows 3 or 3.1 with a Program Manager, it's certainly better than managing apps in Windows 1 and 2, but it gets very cluttered very quickly. So, I mean, you only have to install like a few apps, and this gets so cluttered because they can make their own program groups, and then you have loads of program group icons all over the Program Manager, and, you know, they're not necessarily in any particular order. So, yeah, it very quickly got really messy. So that definitely would have been one of the reasons why Microsoft wanted to find something better than this, which obviously they did with the Start menu and taskbar. Go and watch Start Me Up, which is my documentary on the story of the Start menu and taskbar. Shameless plug. I'm sure you've seen it already if you're here, but just in case you haven't, go check it out. You might find, if you haven't seen it, that you'll see lots of people or hear lots of people that you recognize from other tech channels on YouTube. Right. Okay, so yeah, like I've just said, quitting Windows, you always quit Windows from Program Manager after first quitting the applications you are running. And then it shows you how to do that. Okay, working with system messages. So actually, what are your opinions? Actually, let me know in chat. What are your opinions on the Windows 3 user interface in general? Are we fans or not? And actually, I should do a poll, shouldn't I? Let's do a poll. There we go. Let me know in the poll. Are you a fan of the Windows 3 look or not? Because I kind of like it. I kind of do like, I know it's still kind of 2D, isn't it? It's not quite all 3D. But I kind of like 2D looks anyway. You know, like Metro in Windows 8, that went back to a kind of a 2D look, didn't it? I kind of like that though. Like square edges and 2D. I don't know, is that just me being weird? I'm not sure. So, basic elements of Windows. Oh, okay, so if you are new, this chapter is the most important one since it explains the basic concepts. Okay. Clearly, we're all brand new to Windows and nobody's ever used Windows before here, so we're going to have to read this, aren't we? Right. Okay. All Windows operations take place within the desktop, the screen space Windows occupies. You can think of this area, they've said this twice already. You can think of this area as you would the surface of an actual desk. Ta-da! Yes. You can move items around on the desk. Yes! You can. Look at this. I can move t.exe over here if I like. Bring new ones onto it and remove items you won't need for a while. Yes, it works just like a desk. I see that. Okay, the Program Manager is open on your desktop the first time you start Windows. It's central to the operation of Windows. You can organize your apps into groups and start them by using the Program Manager. After you start an app, it runs in a window on the desktop. If you're running several apps at the same time, you can shrink application windows into icons. By doing this, you can clear some space on your desktop without exiting the running apps. And then we've got another example here. Nice clock. That's just the clock from Windows 1, literally. Okay, two kinds of windows. What's this talking about? Application windows and document windows. Well, I think that's self-explanatory, isn't it? Okay, parts of a window. Each app and some documents you choose to work with open as separate windows. Every window has some common elements. However, not all windows use all the elements. So there you go. If you don't know what anything is, it tells you everything. Look at that. Menu bar, title bar. This is all stuff that we take for granted now, isn't it? Right. Then it explains, wow, in a lot of detail what all those things are. Okay, I was not expecting that. The window border is the outside edge of a window. You can lengthen or shorten each side of a border. Okay. 3 kinds of icons. Okay, right. So used to represent apps that are running minimized, document windows that are minimized, and applications you can start. Okay, are those really 3 kinds of icons though? Aren't they just kind of the same thing but in a different place? Or am I just oversimplifying it? Okay. Right, that's just explaining the Program Manager again. Okay. Right, this is about using menus. To choose an item from a selected menu, click the item name. Just in case you weren't sure. I mean, I don't know why I'm laughing, because this is literally serious. Like, people would not have known how to do this, necessarily. So, it's actually not really funny, is it? It's very important. Okay, more menus. People in chat, by the way, are definitely fans of Windows 3's UI, because it's winning by 87% in the poll. So there you go. So yeah, look, more about menu commands and what all these mean. Close closes the window. Then we've got dialog boxes. I imagine this is going to be similar again, talking about, yeah, command buttons. Yes, the camera does not like me flicking these pages, does it? Text boxes, yes. Lots of boxes and buttons, yes. What was this? Working with a window. Moving windows. Drag the Windows title bar, the icon, or the dial. Okay. So this is about moving and changing the size of windows. Shrinking windows to icons. Using scroll bars. Working with apps. Transferring information with the clipboard. I mean, I already feel like this is explained, what, maybe about 3/4 of everything that a normal person would need to know how to do. Do you know what I mean? Like, but we're only in chapter 2, so what else are they going to talk about? It's just so detailed that I can't think what else they could possibly talk about. Working with documents. Working with text. I mean, this is basically like teaching how to use a word processor, isn't it? This is like how you use Microsoft Word. Philip says, Windows 8. Let's take out something that users liked since Windows 95 with a harder concept than the masses get confused with. Yes, I know. It's silly, isn't it? I mean, my opinion is there's nothing wrong. Windows 8 was very daring, and it's a good idea to try something new, isn't it? But the execution was the problem, because they literally forced everyone to use the start screen, completely removed the start menu, so there wasn't even an option, if you wanted to go back and use it. And then, to top it all off, didn't even provide a good tutorial to explain how to use the start screen. So how are people meant to know how to use it? It's ridiculous. If anyone's a fan of OS First Timer like I am, and you watched Diana's video, it was the first video on their channel, Diana reacting to Windows 8. Diana could not work out how to get to the desktop from the start screen. And there was no tutorial. So how was she expected to know how to get to the desktop from the start screen? It's just, it boggles my mind how that was released in that state. But anyway, I'm digressing and moaning about Windows 8 now. Right, using help. Okay. Okay. Practicing basic skills. What does this say? If you are a new user of Windows or just want to explore the features of Windows, Solitaire and Reversi give you the perfect opportunity to practice many of the skills covered in this chapter. These two games were copied onto your hard disk when you installed Windows. Yeah, so this is interesting. Windows 3 was the last version of Windows that came with Reversi, because when 3.1 came out in 1992, it was replaced with Minesweeper, which I'm very upset about because I prefer Reversi. Only because of the Steve Ballmer commercial, not because I can play Reversi, because I can't. I mean, I can't really play Minesweeper either, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, Reversi, for old time's sake, definitely I prefer that. Don't you? That has to be the next poll, I think. Let's find out. Minesweeper or Reversi? This is clearly a very important question. Okay. Right. I'm just going to do this poll, and then we'll have a look at Chapter 3 Program Manager. Even more on the Program Manager. Exciting. Right, let's do this. So, which wins? Reversi or Minesweeper? There we go. Let me know what you think. Okay, I'm just having a slight technical problem because my iPad is falling over, which is not helpful. Okay, right, let's move these as well. Okay, so Chapter 3 Program Manager. Let's have a look what's going on here. So what is Program Manager? It's explained this already though, hasn't it? So why is it explaining this again? Like, it literally has said this, hasn't it? Okay. Working with groups. Each group contains a collection of program icons, each representing an application. Windows comes with several predefined groups, each containing several program icons. Yeah, so main group, accessories, games, Windows applications, non-Windows applications. And I mean, when Windows 95 came out with the start menu, there was an option when you set up Windows 95 if you preferred as the user to continue using the program manager, so you actually didn't even have to switch to the start menu and taskbar. Why could Microsoft not have done this with Windows 8? Not to come back to Windows 8 again, but why could they not have just given that option? It would have solved so many problems for them and everyone else. So yeah, Windows 95, you could still use this program manager if you preferred that UI. So yeah, what was I was going to say something else about it as well. I forgot now. Oh yeah, it was about program groups. Yeah, so these program groups that it's talking about here, obviously when the start menu arrived, these were just all converted into folders in the start menu, more or less. So obviously you had a games folder, accessories folder, so they pretty much carried over. The main one didn't, but these icons in here just got put in other places, essentially. But more or less, they carried over to the start menu. Arthur says, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you as well. Have you been watching the Advent Calendar episodes that I've been enjoying making? Okay. Excuse me. So yeah, so the program manager, it worked like other windows, as you'd probably expect. So you could resize this window, you know, you could maximize it, minimize it. You can resize the little windows inside, so it was completely customizable. And that's what obviously what it's explaining here in a lot of detail. Ooh, you don't see this often, do you? The tile option. You don't often see that. And then cascading's more popular in screenshots and stuff. Not that it matters. Okay, creating and deleting groups. Blah, blah, blah. Changing contents. This is very thorough, isn't it? Very thorough. Greenlight says, will you do something for 10,000 subscribers? Yes, for 10,240, we are doing an upgrade-a-thon from Windows 1 through to Windows 11, actually. We are going to do that. That reminds me, actually, there should be a sub-counter on this stream. Where is it? It's not here. Hang on. I feel like I need to check. Why is that not there? Time to get the mouse out. It's not loaded for some reason. Why is that? I feel like I have to fix this because that's annoying. Refresh cache of current page. Is this window in the way? No, I don't know what's going on there. Hang on. Does this show up when I go to the webcam? No. Where's the sub counter? It has disappeared. Mysterious. It should be in the top right corner, but never mind. I'll sort that out later. Right, okay. So then, Chapter 4, File Manager. What is File Manager? So File Manager, this is the precursor to what we now call Windows Explorer. So Windows 1 and 2, we had the MS-DOS Executive, Windows 3 introduced the File Manager, and then Windows 95 introduced Windows Explorer. So File Manager is new to Windows 3, it replaces the MS-DOS Executive found in previous versions of Windows, help you organize files and directories. And I'm no doubt we're going to get screenshots. Yes, of course. So in the Windows 3 File Manager, I'll just let you see this a bit better. It's kind of a mishmash between Windows Explorer and the MS-DOS Executive, kind of. But as you can see, it's more similar really to the MS-DOS Executive in that it's very simple. So everything is text-based. You have a list of drives going along the top. And that's it, really, essentially. It's very basic compared to what we're used to now. And obviously, it's explaining that here. So apparently, one of the things that people found most difficult in Windows 3, aside from using the program manager to manage apps, one of the other things that they found very difficult was actually working with files. People apparently found the concept of directories and folders and files very difficult to understand, especially things like being able to have folders inside other folders. So this, I'd imagine, would come from people at the time being more used to obviously physical files and folders. So if you have a physical folder, it would be very weird to put another folder inside it, wouldn't it? Like for example, if I don't knock everything over, physical folder, as an example, this is one I use for work and stuff, it would be very weird to put another folder inside this, wouldn't it? So it makes complete sense, actually. Like, why would there be folders inside folders? Surely you just have one folder and put all the things for that folder in there. Why would you put another folder inside it? So I kind of see where that comes from. It kind of makes sense, doesn't it? But one of the beauties of software and the digital world is we can expand on limitations that we would otherwise have in the physical world. So you can put folders inside folders, why not? So yeah. Right, this is just talking about directories, isn't it? Again, working with files and directories, naming files, file extensions. What page are we on anyway? 131. How many pages are in here? Just to give you an idea. I mean, this is massive. 600. There are over 600 pages. So we're about a sixth of the way through this. Can you believe that? The amount of information that we've already seen. Control panel. Okay, let's have a look at this. Starting control panel. Open the main group window, double click control panel. Simple. Okay, then we've got a little explanation of what all the little control panel applets do here. So color sets the color of the desktop of many elements, fonts, add and remove fonts, and so on. So compared to the control panel that most of us would be used to now, this is obviously very simple. Customizing the colors. And I mean, this is the best part, right? This is my favorite part of Windows ever, customization, which now, I mean, we don't have a lot of options for already, do we? But back in this time, I think it was probably a lot more customizable. So yeah, you could completely change the color of everything. Patterns and wallpapers, change space between icons, which I don't think you can even do anymore. Installing a printer. Configuring printers. I mean, printers, they're important, aren't they? But they're not that interesting to read about, I don't think, are they? Printing without print manager. Fonts. Date and time formats, customizing using the mouse and keyboard, controlling sound. So Windows 3, it did not have a startup sound, but there was an update released for Windows 3 about a year after it came out called Windows 3 Multimedia Extensions. And if you got that update and installed it, that was the first version of Windows technically that had a startup sound. So technically Windows 3 is the first version of Windows with a startup sound. It's just that that ability was added in an update. And contrary to what you might think, it's not tada.wav. It's actually a completely different sound. So yeah, go type it in YouTube. I don't know how to describe. I think it's like how would anyone that knows the sound? How would you describe it? It's like bells, isn't it? It's like a set of wind chimes kind of sound. It's a bit weird, but it's kind of interesting because it's not very well documented online. Okay, print manager. Right, I'm gonna whiz through this because I think printing's a bit boring to read about, isn't it? But there we go. Print manager. A place to manage your printers. Funnily enough, I'm just gonna whiz past this. Camera's going insane. Never mind. Okay, part 2, Windows accessories. Look, more windows. This is so weird, isn't it? Okay, right, Windows accessories, right. I mean, I'm not going to go through all this in detail either, because we all know how right works. This is just a bit like Notepad. So this is just telling you about basically how to word process again with right, specifically. got any, like, interesting information in here? Let's have a look at this. What is this? Badly faded walls or worn woodwork reduce appeal. Selective painting has a fresh look. Dripping faucets call attention to faulty plumbing. Make sure all plumbing is in good working order. If you correct small items, critical prospects can concentrate on major considerations. What does that even mean? Does that mean anything? Or am I still too ill to even process what that means? I'm not sure. Well, I think you'll agree this is a lot of information on right. Okay, we're on to Paintbrush. So Paintbrush, this is MS Paint, just with a different name, literally. And as we saw earlier, this in Windows 3, this was the first version of Paint that was in colour. So you could colour paint. Imagine that. So yeah, there you go. Look, I mean, this is literally MS Paint, isn't it? It has not changed a lot over the years. Lovely black and white picture of the colour selection. I love that. I mean, that is so useful. Look at that. Look at all the wonderful colours you can choose in Windows 3 Paint. Amazing. No expense spared with this user guide. Ooh, wow. Nice bit of early 90s digital art there. Wow, look at this. Hardcore software. Wow. Windows. There's a theme here, isn't there? More windows. Another window. Another window. It's almost like they're trying to, like, subliminally make us think about something, isn't it? Like, I don't know, cats or... cats, maybe. What on earth? What is... okay. I mean, some of these pictures, that is a moment, isn't it? Ooh, how's the poll doing? Oh, no, guys, you can't do that. It's a 50-50 split between Reversing and Minesweeper. Do I have to exercise a deciding vote here? Because you know where it's going to go. It's going to go to Reversey. So I think we might need to... people, anyone not voted, we need to get some more votes here to have a majority. Right. Okay, Terminal. Right. Again, I don't think this is particularly interesting to read about, is it, Terminal? Let's whiz past this. As you can see, the terminal, this was just used to share files with other computers. As you can see here, which would have been useful in, you know, offices and stuff. Okay, Chapter 10, additional accessories. Okay, right. Why did they not just put all these into the same chapter if it's still talking about accessories? Okay, so calculator. And I mean, this is the same really as Windows 1 and 2's in how it looks. Anyway, I think it's functionally almost the same as well, if my memory serves correctly. Who knew that there could be so much information about the calculator? Who knew? Look at this. Look at all... oh, look. Log, natural log, radians. Then we've got calendar. And for some reason my iPad has stopped the stream again. Why does it do that? Yeah, so calendar. Card file. Card file is basically a contacts program for anyone that's not aware about card file. as you can see here. Right, so what are we on now? Clock. Okay, clock. I feel like I need to read about this because I'm not sure what a clock is. Okay. To help you keep track of time, Windows provides an accessory called clock. You can display the Windows clock as an analog clock or a digital clock. Look at that. Double click the clock icon. Well, I mean that. What am I doing? That is the pinnacle of technology, isn't it? Look at that. Wow. You can change the size of the clock and move it wherever you like so that the current time, including seconds, appears on the screen but uses little workspace. Clock even continues to display the time when you shrink it to an icon. Yes, indeed. Just like on iOS. When you have an icon on your home screen, it still keeps the time, doesn't it? The clock icon. Right, then we've got recorder. This is for recording macros. And I can see people in the chat arguing about the poll. Guys, don't be nice. No arguing. Who's winning now? Can't see. Reversey, yes. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Now, how much do you think Microsoft Windows is worth? Right. Okay, right, advanced topics. Look, more Windows. I had no idea that this was the aesthetic they were going for, but clearly they were. Piff editor, good old Piff editor. Right, advanced topics. Okay, what is advanced then? Options for starting Windows, more about apps, optimizing Windows, Windows and networks. Okay. Right, the Windows command line. Starting in a specific mode. They talked about this earlier, didn't they? More about apps. Some of these pages are very stuck together. What did it say here? Running older Windows applications. Let's have a look at this. In order to run an older Windows application, you should obtain an updated... Oh, so basically you should just get an updated version. Okay, that's so helpful. Until you receive an update, you can still run the app as long as you first start Windows in real mode. Oh, okay, that wasn't as exciting as I thought. Never mind. Right. Non-Windows apps, so this will mean DOS apps. Working with PIFs. Ed Vardy says the poll is rigged. Minesweeper totally is in the lead. I don't know about that. I don't think there's a way to rig the poll. Right. I feel like we're getting into the nitty-gritty now, aren't we? I think this user guide is now at the point where it's clasping at straws here to see what else it can possibly talk about. This is all very technical. Too technical for me. Freeing up memory. Freeing up memory. Let's have a look at this. If you get out of memory messages when you try to run an app, you can free up memory in a number of ways, including close other applications. Minimize apps to icons. Okay. Right, what else? If things go wrong. Oh, okay. Most apps will run without problems. However, occasionally you might see... Occasionally. Really? Are we being... Microsoft, are we being honest here? Occasionally you might see error messages. Okay. The following recommendations cover the most common trouble areas. Okay. Well, that's just repeating itself, isn't it? If you press a key and the unexpected happens, what's it talking about? Okay. If an app is abnormally slow. Right. What is optimizing? Optimizing Windows. Okay, right. Water system resources. Configuring memory. Optimizing your system. Ooh, what's this? What is this? Free update. What to do? Oh. Oh, so we've got some options. Things to do, what they improve, and when to use them. How thoughtful. Interesting. Okay. You can delete the following files, Windows files, if you don't plan to use them. Let's have a look at this. File name. Anything.bmp, bitmap files. Setup automatically installs several bitmap files to use as desktop wallpaper. Yeah, wow, okay. Solitaire, Reversey. Who would delete Reversey? Really? No way. MS-DOS Executive, Paintbrush, right. So yeah, these are all files that are installed by Windows automatically that if you needed the hard drive space, you could remove safely. That's basically what it's saying, isn't it? This will be back in the time when hard drives were incredibly small and space was limited and important. So yeah, if you weren't going to use Reversey, which I don't know why anyone would choose not to, you can remove it if you need that space. Makes sense. Okay. Swap files. Well, there's definitely a lot of potential optimizing, isn't there? I think we can safely say. I think that section needed more screenshots. I think it was a bit dry. Networks. I feel like it's already talked about networks as well, hasn't it? This is not that interesting. Networks. Appendices. Using setup to maintain Windows. Okay. Let's have a quick look at this. When you installed Windows, you ran the setup program. During this process, you provided Windows with information about the hardware and software you are using. If you make additions or changes, you will need to inform Windows by running setup again. Yeah, I mean, this is a weird thing, isn't it, that we don't have to do anymore? You had to actually go back into setup and change the settings from there if you added, you know, a new piece of hardware or removed something. Yeah, in many instances, you'll be able to do this from within Windows, which we can do pretty much all the time now. Other situations will require you to run setup, and then this tells you how to do that. So yeah, as you can see, this is where you would change, you know, if you got a new display, you'd change your display driver here, for example. Thanks, camera. You just take your time focusing. Anytime. There we go. Right. Okay, we're almost there. Special characters. Ooh, okay. Interesting. Okay, using special characters. Terminal functions. Command lines in config. Okay, glossary. I need to do this because it keeps trying to close itself. How's the poll doing? Oh no, Reversey's down to 51%. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, glossary. Right. This looks very thorough. Thorough. Right, anything interesting here? Let's see. Desktop. I don't know, I always find looking at things like this funny. Desktop, like explaining something that we're so used to now. The screen background for Windows on which Windows icons and dialog boxes appear. Disk drive, a device used for storing and retrieving data on disks. It's just so weird, isn't it? Double click again. Drag. What else? Extensions, file. A document or application that has been given a name. Helpful. font. Handshake. Icon. A lot of these were at the beginning, I think, weren't they? There was like a glossary at the beginning that had a lot of this in. Like icons and stuff. Wallpaper, a picture or bitmapped pattern that appears as the Windows desktop. And then the index. That is a large index. Look at all this exciting stuff that you could read about if you were bored. Or if you genuinely needed to. What's this? Microsoft Product Assistance Request. Random. Okay. Wait, why is this here? When you need assistance with a Microsoft product, call our support services, blah, blah, blah. Oh, gather all the information that applies. Oh, so this is for you to gather any information that you might need to have at hand if you had a problem before you called the support number. Oh, interesting. So yeah, they could say, what hard disk do you have? How much capacity does it have? And you could write it all here ready. There we go. That was the user guide for Windows 3. And I think you'll agree, that was some great reading. I mean, I don't think that could have been in any more level of detail, could it? That was incredible. I especially loved the artistic pictures of windows that were literal windows, like in cafes and stuff. Weird. That is so weird. So yes, that was Windows 3. So I hope you enjoyed that. I'll just show you all these little bits again. So, like I said, I had before Windows 3 I'd never used. Basically, the oldest version of Windows I had used growing up genuinely on a computer was Windows 3.1. So this was all new to me. I never saw a physical copy of this before I bought this one. So all new. I think that was everything. Let's put these back in their little envelope, and we'll pop it all back in the box for safekeeping. So yeah, as usual, feel free in chat if you have any questions or anything else that you'd like me to have a look at that I might have missed here, anything that caught your eye, please let me know. I will be sticking around for probably 5 or 10 minutes, I think. Why not? However, if you were only here to see the unboxing, that is fine too. Thank you so much for joining. And I will not be upset if you choose to leave now. That is okay. I hope you found it interesting. Let's pop all this back in here. Johnny says, first unboxing live stream. Yeah, it was, wasn't it? How do we think that went? Do unboxings work as live streams, or would people prefer a recorded video? Okay, let's pop that back there. Oh, actually, now that I've done that, I've just remembered about this. I should probably ask, shall we install this in a virtual machine? That was something that I think some people were interested in possibly doing. So remember, like I said earlier, we can install this, but what we'd have to do is, in fact, I have and literally everything is falling over. I have my USB floppy drive here ready, so we could technically install this in a VM. I have the VM already set up ready, but we would have to image the floppy disks first because the VM will not accept this USB floppy drive as a floppy drive. So we could do that actually. Could be an idea. So maybe let's actually put a poll up for that. So, oh no! But Reversey and Minesweeper are still tied in the current poll. Oh no. Right. Sorry guys, I need to cast my deciding vote here. My vote goes to Reversey, therefore Reversey wins. So there we go. That's definitely one. Okay. Right. So let's do a quick poll. So shall we install this? And remember, there will be the condition that we will have to image the disks as well. So Let me know what you think about installing. I am going to take a couple of minutes to go and get another tea, and I'll be right back, and then potentially we'll install it. If not, then we'll have a little chat just before I go, but let me know. I will be back very shortly. Okay, I am back. This is not a product placement. This is a good book, by the way. Right. Okay, apologies, a little disclaimer, because this part of the stream is going to be a little bit less professional. I mean, not that I think it's very professional anyway, but I just need to literally clear some space here because, I mean, you can't even see all my desk, but there's a lot of stuff going on here. So I'm going to actually put some of the stuff back. Okay, before we do anything else, because otherwise, I don't know, something might explode or I have no idea. So I'll get the floppy disks out of the Windows 3 box. Let's do that first, because we're going to need those. And in the meantime, you can have a look at Bill here. Bill telling someone off for not finishing something on time, clearly. Right, let's just get the disks out of here. After I pack them all away. I don't know why I did that. Right, so we're going to need these discs. They can stay here for now. Sorry, Bill. Everything else can go back in this box, and I'm going to remove this so I don't accidentally, I don't know, blow it up somehow. Right, so just going to put this over here. That is Windows 3. So now... I'm going to get rid of Bill. So look, we'll put Bill back over here. So say bye to Bill. Bill there. Back on the shelf. Yeah, don't fall over. Right. Okay, and now, theoretically, now that I'm not using the desk anymore, I should be able to put all my actual things back here. So look, let's put floppy drive. We'll get this ready. If I can actually plug it in. Like, why is that not happening? Okay, so floppy drive, that's there. Gonna need this as well. Here we go. Welcome to my usual desk, which is, I mean, just as cluttered as anything ever. Oh, fantastic, isn't it? Right. Don't you love Windows and Windows streams? They're always so professional, aren't they? Right, okay, so in the poll, by quite a bit, the installing Windows 3 is winning. So let's do that. And since I've set up my visualizer, that you can see my desk, why not, I'll let you see me put the disk in here. Look at this. Are you ready for this? It's very exciting. Okay, so let's put disk 1 in. Now remember, we're going to have to image this disk. So, handily on macOS, we can use the disk utility to do that. And it shouldn't be a problem. And floppy disks, remember, they only hold up to 1.4 megabytes, and I think these ones actually hold even less. I think these are 720k versions. So it's not going to take long to image these at all. Famous last words. So, right, so I'll just to show you what I'm doing, although it's not very exciting, this is what I'm currently doing. So I'm just going to save this on my desktop, literally. So we'll pop that here. And then you can look at my face for a minute. Apologies in advance. Although I guess, in fact, really, let's just look at this. I mean, this is probably more entertaining, isn't it? I don't know. Right, so do that. Right. Let's hope that this actually works. In fact, actually, would you like to listen to the sounds as well? I don't know if you can hear this. This is the sound of a floppy drive doing something. It's very exciting. Can you hear that? Jacob says, streams are never professional, you bloody liar. Thanks, Jacob. I appreciate your honesty. You know, I have no idea. Is this, can you even detect this on the microphone? Floppy drives, for those that are not aware of what they sound like, they're very loud. So yes, this is currently being quite noisy. And taking its time. Ah, okay, I was just about to get slightly worried that it might have, like, not managed to do it. But yes, it has. Perfect. Okay, so we can finish with that one. Let's eject that. Okay, and then we're just going to go to the next one. So disk 2. Here it is. And we'll go back to disk utility. Ed Vardy says, I love the sound of floppies. I listen to them to go to sleep. It's like white noise, isn't it? Like, it's actually really relaxing. For some reason. I don't know why. Right, so image from this. Save in desktop. So yeah, I'm just going to be here constantly doing this for the next few minutes. But I'll switch back to myself for a minute, because It's kind of boring, isn't it? Try and keep it interesting by changing, you know, what am I trying to say? Changing what's actually on the screen. Dominic says, sounds like a dying hard drive. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Kind of. Right, so there's 7 discs, aren't there? And yeah, they are definitely 740k discs, because I noticed a minute ago that the image for the first disc was 740k. So yeah, they are. They're not 1.44 megabyte floppy disks, which would become standard later. These are even smaller capacity floppy disks. And I'm going to shock everyone actually, because I've actually got coffee, not tea. Can you believe that? Okay, so that was the second image done. Let's put the next disc in here. I'll just eject that one. It claims it's finished, but it's still making a lot of noise. Like, what is that doing? Oh, now it's finished. Okay, that's disc 2. Okay, next one. See, isn't this exciting? So just imagine that I'm installing this as I go. You'd have to do this, you know, what, 7 times throughout this install process. Right, so then we have Win30A disk 3, image from disk, save to desktop. And good old macOS, it constantly wants your password for every single thing that you do. If you want to do anything, it needs your password. So yes, you have my permission to save a file on my desktop. That is fine. Right, what's going on in chat? Jacob says, I'm an American and I love both. Are you talking about tea and coffee, I'm guessing? Yeah, coffee is bigger than tea in America, isn't it? Definitely. Tea is bigger in the UK. I have no idea why. That's weird, isn't it? Why is that? Edvardi says, a Vista was bad with user account control. Yeah, I mean, that was annoying, wasn't it? Definitely. It improved slightly in Windows 7, I think. I always used to turn it off, though. Don't tell anyone. I'm not saying to turn off your user account control. Don't do that unless you know what you're doing. Right. So that was disk 3. Okay, we're done with that one. I will eject the disk. Okay. Disk 4. I mean, really, I'm just thinking about this. I probably could actually start this install process, couldn't I, when I'm waiting for these discs to copy, but I feel like my brain couldn't cope because I think that might be too many things to try and do all at once. Do you know what I mean? I think that might confuse my brain a little bit. Right, that's the 4th image. Password. Do 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 do. Saguelo, hi. I'm probably saying your name wrong, but thanks for joining. Let's have a look while we're waiting for this. Let's have a look at my little windows on Windows. But look at this. And if you go to windowswindows.com, you can get some merch if you want. Look, we've got little stickers that count up to 10. I've not updated them for 11 yet. There's the mug, which I can't really show you because I'll tip my coffee everywhere. But look at this. Little mug. That reminds me, actually, I'm going to get an MJD mug because, number one, I want to support Michael. But also, I don't know, I want one. I'm surprised I've not got one yet, but I should do that. So, yeah, we've got some merch going on. Let's see, is there anything, like, can you imagine if I went through this book and I found like a juicy little secret that I've forgotten about that I've written in here? Right, that was the 4th disc finished. I will just show you. So 4th one's done. I'm going to eject this. Okay, and then I'm going to go to disc 5. We're almost finished. The end is in sight. Jacob's asking if I'm on Twitter. I think you're asking me, Jacob. I am. If you go to Windows on Windows.com, all the links are there, actually, to Twitter. If you'd just rather the Twitter username, it's just WoW Starts Now. At WoW Starts Now. Okay, right. Image, disk 5. Save. Okay, save that. Right, anyway, yeah, let's see. Is there anything interesting in here? Probably not. Look, this is what I used for recording in 2014, and it's kind of embarrassing. So there's, I can't see what I'm doing there. So there's Cam Studio, which always used to crash constantly. And then microphones. I mean, I used to use some horrendous microphones that were just really not good. This was for a video that I think people were asking for, but I never did. Look at that. I never did that video, what I used for recording. It's not interesting anyway, is it? Not really. But here's another one. Look, I didn't do this either. How to make Windows 8 look and feel like Windows 7. Look at this. Unreleased videos. What else? Ooh, I think the next one could be done. It sounds like it. Let's find out. Yes. Okay, that's number 5 done. Eject. And we'll go to the next one. By the way, let me know if it's annoying that I keep switching the sources. If you'd rather just look at one thing, let me know. I'm trying to keep it interesting while I'm constantly switching discs. I don't know if it's helping. Right. 2 left. We have 2 left. This is the penultimate disc. So, image from disk, save, and it will need my password again, even though I've done this 5 times now and it still wants my password. There you go. Hibby says, ugly jumpers, Brits say jumper. Yes, we would probably call it a jumper. In fact, we would call it a jumper. Yeah, we would. Because, I mean, this is not logical at all, but sweaters just make me think of sweating in it. Like, I know you probably would sweat in them, especially if you're inside in winter, where everyone's got the heating on. But it's not a nice image, is it? I don't think, sweaters. It just makes me think of sweating. You know, like sweaty skin, not a nice image. Jumpers, that's okay. That doesn't remind you of sweat. But I don't know why they're called jumpers, because you don't jump in them, do you, necessarily? So they're both kind of a bit weird names for that object. Right, anyway, so let's see what else is in my little book here. Look, another video that I never did. I mean, it's not like I used to come up with all these ideas and never do them, is it? Using 4074 as an everyday OS, and I tested some apps, but I never actually did this. Tested and not working. Right, that is the next one done. Okay, now we're on to the last disc. Very exciting. Okay, that was disc 6. Time for disc 7. Okay, image disk. Save. There we go. Is this one taking longer than usual, or was it just me? This last one, I don't know. Ah, perfect. We are finished. Okay, done. Perfect, let's eject that. And then we have our disk images. Very exciting. I think you'll agree. We don't need disk utility anymore. Let's get this out of there. Right, pop those over there. Don't need floppy drive anymore either. Okay, right, so we have our disk images. Here they are. So 7 images. Okay, so now, I don't think you can even see them, can you? No, because the way I've scaled the screen. So there we go, that probably will help. So we've got our 7 disk images. Now I already have the VM set up. So theoretically, this should be simple. Famous last words, as always. But let's actually find out. Right, so if I go to floppy settings, and then I want to change this to choose a certain image, and I'm just going to switch away from this 1 second. Don't want to potentially expose my file system. Right. Ooh, and this reminds me, okay. I need to change all the file extensions for these floppy images from DMG to IMG, because otherwise VMware will not let me use them. So let's do that now. And I think, I'm pretty sure that that's all I have to do. Again, famous last words, but I'm sure I've done this before. So let's find out. Okay, all right, then we go back here. Right. Open. Read only. Right. Okay, I think we're good to go. Let's find out. Now this virtual machine, this is the one I used for the Windows 3 stream last time. So yeah, this is going to start from the CD. But that is okay. What on earth is going on? What did I do? What did I do? Why is it beeping at me? Okay, that's a bit weird. Shall I try that again? I have no idea why it was just beeping at me, but now it's okay apparently. Right, so can it actually read this image? Now is this, hang on, is this the actual Windows 3 floppy, or is this the DOS floppy? Oh my gosh, wait, hang on. Right, wait. I may need to try and start this from the floppy, I'm feeling. Start from floppy, restart. Why is it not doing that? Okay, no. Don't start from the disk. Start from the floppy, because otherwise you're going to get confused, I think. Start from floppy. Oh dear. Right, has this actually helped? No, that's not helped at all. Why is that? Right, I think... I'm just going to come full screen in a second. I think I'm going to just set up a new virtual machine. I think that might be the simplest thing to do. Right, so let's not try and reuse that one. Let's just actually set up a new one. Right, so new machine, custom virtual machine. We want to go for Windows 3.1 because that's the oldest version that VMware actually has in its list. Create a new disk, customize settings. Okay. Right, Windows 3.0. That will do. Right, add. So, hardware compatibility. Let's put this on version 6. Apply. Okay, and then add a device. I'm going to add a floppy drive. Okay, point it to the image. Read only. Okay. Right, let's find out, will this actually work? Right, just bear with me a moment while I just make sure that OBS is capturing the right window, which is, I cannot see, it is this one. Okay. Moment of truth. Oh. Does anyone know what I've forgotten to do? I've forgotten to do something very important. You need to have DOS installed first. So we're going to have to install DOS before we actually install Windows 3. But that is a good sign, right? That non-system disk error is a good sign because that means it actually has read the floppy disk. But yeah, we need to have DOS first. So let's do that. Now I think I have a set of DOS images. Let's see, do I? Windows 3 MS-DOS. Yes, I do have a set of DOS images. Okay, perfect. Okay. There we go. And in fact, actually, let me just make this a little bit bigger here, because then you'll be able to see it better. There we go. Okay, yeah. So I have a set of MS-DOS 6.22 images. So let's install DOS first, and then we can install Windows 3, fingers crossed, on top of DOS. So let's do this. Okay, make sure the disk is drive A. Yes, it is. Continue, press enter. Formatting drive. I think Jacob was asking where the name Windows on Windows came from. Is that right? I mean, it can mean lots of different things, but the way where it came from in my brain was the virtual machine windows, such as this one, are Windows, right? Windows. And then Windows on, as in these are windows that allow you to look onto or into Windows. So literally Windows on Windows, as in virtual machine windows that act as windows to look at or on or into Windows, the operating system. See, it's genius, isn't it? Genius. Right, I'm going to leave all these settings the same. We'll install to DOS. Okay, now it's going to need the next disk. Floppy settings. I will just come full screen again. Where is the... Oh, it's here. Floppy settings window. Okay. Open. So this is disk 2 that we're inserting. Enter to continue. And then same thing for disk 3. Choose floppy image. Disk 3. And continue. Remove all disks. Okay, I will do that. Disconnect floppy. Continue. Okay, so now, as you can see, we're in DOS. Good old DOS. What is going on? Why are there purple lines above and below this window? That is worrying. Never mind. In fact, no, I am minding because that's worrying. That is annoying me. Why are they there? What? Why? Why? Color source. Let's turn this off. Turn that off. There we go. Okay, that looks better. Sorry about that. That probably wasn't that important. Right, so now we can actually, hopefully, install Windows 3 now that we have DOS installed. So let's find out. Right, so let's go to my Windows 3 image. I actually don't need to keep switching this back to me. I don't know why I'm doing that. So we want this one. Okay. So if we switch to A. Oh, no. Okay, wait. Oh, okay. Nobody panic. I have forgotten to reconnect the floppy drive. It's fine. Okay, let's restart this first now that it's connected. Okay. Floppy settings. Non-system disk. Okay, wait. I need to start from the DOS disk. Okay. DOS. Okay. Wait, no, I don't. I need to not have the disk in the drive to start with. Desktop. Okay, so disconnect that. Okay. Right, now put the disk in. And now I hope it's not going to say non-system disk, because that would not help. Okay, that is a really good sign. Ah, perfect. Oh my gosh, I was getting really worried then. Okay, so yeah, it is correctly reading the Windows 3 disk. Okay, so let's set this up. I have no idea actually how to do we just type setup? I'm imagining so. I don't think I've ever done this. Not from the original floppies anyway. Oh no, program too big to fit in memory. Oh my gosh, what have I done here? Right, hang on. What's going on here? Is it the way I've set this machine up? Hang on, let me check what settings have I used here. "16 megabytes of RAM, that sounds correct. So wait, what's it talking about? Too big to fit in memory. A? Why is it doing that? Maybe, do we need high mem? Maybe high mem's not installed on here. Where is this? I can't remember where to find out if high mem's here. I don't think it is. That could be a problem. Okay, this could be a problem. Right, hold on. I think I have an idea for another way that we can do this, which would get around this issue. If I go here, right, now I'm going to boot from this CD, because the version of DOS that this CD installs has high mem and everything else that is required already installed. I think that could be the problem. So we want to go to so we want to go to F disk. Okay, that creates a partition on the hard drive, which you need to have first. Okay, right. So now we want to format this. Yes. We don't need volume characters. Okay. So we've got a partition, it's formatted. So now we want to start the MS-DOS 6.22 setup. And then, yeah, so you see now after this, we're going to need to come back and go to this step 6, which will install other things that we're going to need. That's why. Okay, that is why it was being funny, I think. So let's just do this again. Okay, we'll install that. So yeah, this is a CD version of the DOS setup, which didn't actually exist. This is a customized CD. So we'll restart. Makes it a lot quicker, as you can see. Right, so now we want to install these extra things. I think this is the problem. Okay. Right, so now we should be able to boot successfully from that. Oh my gosh, famous last words. Okay, let's just try this. We can only try. Okay, yes, it's here. It's in Drive B. Oh my gosh. I mean, what can you do? What can you do? Okay, right, let's think. How can we... I don't know why it's saying this. Does anyone have any idea why it thinks it's too big to fit in memory? I don't get that. Anyone got any ideas? Let's see, am I just being stupid? I'm going to Google this quickly. Windows 3. I'm going to say 3.1 because that's going to be much more common to find answers for. Program too big to fit in memory, but I've never seen that before, ever. Anyone ever seen this before? Ooh, hang on, what does this say? Program too big to fit in memory can be caused if the partition or FAT file system is not supported by the operating system. Oh, it's not that the hard drive's too big, is it? It could be. Right, hang on. Let's try this. Okay, I'm telling you what I'm going to do. I'm going to try two things. I'm going to reduce the size of the hard drive from 8 gigabytes because for some reason VMware thinks that's a sensible amount to give to a Windows 3.1 virtual machine, and I don't know why. So let's actually just make that literally half a gigabyte. So remove. Okay. Move to trash. Okay, add hard drive, new hard drive. Okay, this is going to be 0.5 gigabytes. Apply. Okay, then I'll put the RAM down a little bit as well. So let's put this down to 8 megabytes. Okay, right, let's try this again. Right. Okay, so now I want to go through this process again. So we need to run fdisk first. Now we have a small partition, just in case that was the problem. Now I want to go to format C drive. Yes. Okay. Then we want to install DOS. Okay, let's do this again. Who said that early Windows is temperamental? Who said that Windows is temperamental? Anyone? Has anyone ever said that? Right, okay. Then install CD-ROM support, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Okay, now restart, yes. Okay, now we want to just go and start the PC into DOS. And we want to go to the B drive because the A drive is a RAM disk for this version of DOS, I think. Setup. Nope, I have no idea why that is happening. No idea. No idea. What about win help? No. Has anyone got any ideas of what we could try? I can't think of anything else that could possibly help with this. Incompatible partition. It's definitely not incompatible. I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. Let's see. What else could we try? This I cannot find anything about this on Google. What else could we try? Alex is asking about the RAM. It's got 8 megabytes of RAM now, which should be fine for Windows 3. Let's try. Okay, let's try up. Okay, let's put this down to literally. Okay, 4, because we literally can't go less than 4. I don't think it is that though. What else could it be? I can't think. I literally can't think of anything else it could be here. It's not the hard drive size. Definitely not. Let's try this again. Right, B. No, I'm out of ideas here. I don't know what's going on. Pancake says try booting into the installed DOS, not off the CD. Okay, yes, we could give that a go. So let's remove that. We'll have to remove the floppy as well. Restart. So this is the DOS that's installed on the hard drive, not from the CD. Okay, so now if we connect the floppy, now it should be the A drive. Yeah, okay. No. That's bizarre. That is bizarre, isn't it? I've never seen that before. Then again, I've never installed 3.1 from floppies before. Let's see, actually. I actually have another set of Windows 3 floppy images. Let's see if those work out of interest. Because then we could work out maybe if there's a problem with the disks. Maybe. No, it's not the fact it was read-only then. Okay. Let's try my other disks. So Windows 3 disk 1. Okay, so these are images that I've downloaded from the internet. These are not my disks, but I'm just thinking this might help us work out if it's actually something to do with the disks I actually have. Yeah, look at that. I mean, this is 3.1, so it's slightly different, but yeah, it's something to do with those disk images for some reason. I don't know. That's so weird. That's very weird. Alex says the files could be corrupted. Yeah, I mean, it could be, yeah. It could actually be that. Right. Anyone else get any suggestions? Let's see. Oh, Alex and Dominic have another one. Type memcp to see if HiMem is loaded. Okay, let's do that. And we have to remove the floppy, otherwise it will not let us start in the DOS. There was HiMem, so yeah, HiMem should be loaded, shouldn't it? Yeah. I have no words. I don't know. I literally can't. I cannot think of anything else to try. Has anyone got anything else that we could try? Anyone? That's so weird, isn't it? Like, I've never seen that error before either. Too big to fit in memory. That makes no sense because it's got plenty of memory. Alex says download a 3.0 disk 1 image and use that to get started. We could try that. That would be a good way actually to work out if it actually is something to do with my disks. It could be the actual disks themselves, if there's disk rot, for example. Or it could be the USB floppy drive, which I don't know whether you noticed, but I mean, this has seen better days because it's got like a little bit of bare wire. Well, not bare wire, but the wire's definitely, something's going on there. Could be the disk drive. So yeah, maybe let's try that. Let's try that. I'm sure WinWorld would have Windows 3 images. Am I right? Let's have a quick look. Windows 3, I'll just show you in case you're interested. So Windows 3 3.0. Let's see. So we want the version that I had was 3.0A because that was in the name of the floppy images. So you're going to want one of these. It was the 720K versions as well. So it's going to be this one here. Download. Right, let's give these a go. Exciting times. Thank you, Dominic. Yes, a frayed cable. That is exactly the phrase I was thinking of. Thank you for reminding me about that. Okay, right, let's see if we have better luck with these. So where are they? Window. Okay, here. Put those on the desktop. Right. The first thing I've noticed is that the file sizes are different, which is usually a bad sign, but let's actually find out. Okay, choose floppy image. This one. Okay. A. Right. These are the copies from WinWorld. It was my discs. It was something about either the discs or the floppy drive. There you go. That's why. That's why that error message made no sense, because it shouldn't have been there, really. That was the problem. There was plenty of memory the whole time. Right, however, Alex, you had a good idea, because we could now see whether, now that we've started the setup with when it asks for disk 2, for example, and see if it will actually let me. Let's find out. Okay, so now I'm going to put in disk 2 of the images that I have literally just ripped onto here. Let's see if it accepts it. What do we think? Moment of truth? No. It does not like those disk images. That's so weird, isn't it? That is very weird. John says, is it something to do with when I switched the file extension? It shouldn't be, because I don't think... I'm sure I've done this before. Let's try. What about if I change it to an IMA extension instead of IMG? Would that make a difference? I don't think so. No, it doesn't make a difference. I just want to double check something actually that I've just thought of. My mic is plotting against me. Is it okay now? Let me know. Let me try unplugging. Okay, have I fixed the mic problem? I think I have, hopefully. Just let me know. Right, I want to go to disk utility. And then, let's try this again. Right, okay, so... compressed. Could be that. Save. Right. Mic is fixed, I think. Yes. Johnny says yes. Fixed now. Dominic says better. Hopefully. Let me check OBS, actually. Is it okay? Is it okay? It's not clipping, is it? No. Should be okay, I think. Right. Yeah, I don't know. It could be... It's either the physical disks or it's something about the file extension in disk utility, isn't it? Or the floppy drive itself. But I do know that in disk utility, you can change... When you're taking an image of a CD or DVD, for example, you can change it from DMG. As long as you select the right option before you save the image, you can change it from DMG to an ISO like you can change the extension manually yourself at the end, and it's okay, but you have to make sure that you're selecting the right image format in the first place. So it could be that obviously with floppies it just might not be the same image format as an IMG file. So I don't know, there was only one other option, which was for a compressed image, and I don't think this will make much of a difference, but I'm going to try this anyway. But I don't think this will make a difference, but let's just give this a go. So that is this here. Yeah, literally that's just the same thing, but it's just a smaller file size. So no, that's just going to be a compressed image. That is not going to help. So yeah, I think in conclusion, for some reason there is a problem somewhere in this process, and I'm not sure exactly where it is. I would be surprised if it was the discs, given that they've not been used and they've been sealed. It could be the USB drive. It could just be something to do with file disk utility in Mac OS being funny with file formats. I'm not sure. But anyway, for the purposes of completion, I will use the disk images I downloaded to finish setting this up, given that I've started. Why not? So we'll just get into 3. And then I think we'll be done, just about. And thank you very much, as usual, if you've been here the whole way through. It has been very exciting. We have not done a live unboxing before, so I hope that you found it entertaining. I did, because I've never seen a Windows 3. I've literally never seen a Windows 3 box until I bought one. Wait, what's going on here? Okay, disk 5. Okay. The fact that we're having 0 errors with this set of discs is quite telling, isn't it? That, yeah, there's got to be something that's gone wrong specifically there. Okay, make modifications for me. Okay, reboot. Disconnect the floppy drive, otherwise it'll complain about the disk. Okay, and then we'll just type win to go into Windows 3, and here we are. We are inside Windows 3. Not my copy, but this is the version that was contained on those discs, literally version 3A. So if we go here, about Program Manager, you can see we've got Microsoft Windows version 3A, which, like I said, that is the version that was on here, given by the names of the floppies when I copy them over. And Windows 3 is interesting in many respects, but one of the things I like about this is that the logo they use is literally a window. Literally a window. So this whole thing in that user guide about using images of actual windows as like an aesthetic, it's actually in the operating system as well. That's so weird, isn't it? It's literally not the Windows logo, it's a window. So yeah, bit weird, but why not? And that was quickly changed, because when 3.1 came out, they actually changed the Windows logo, and then they used from then on, they used the actual Windows logo in place of the window. So yes, a bit weird, but why not? Okay, let's come out of Windows 3. We will end our Windows session. I am going to go full screen for a few minutes. So yeah, thank you for still being here. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. If anyone has any last questions or anything they want to talk about for a couple of minutes, as usual, I will be staying for a small amount of time. Need to make sure to put my floppies back in that box as well. So yes, let's catch up on chat a little bit. Might as well end that poll now as well. Right. Johnny says I missed out half the stream, but oh well. All the streams go up on the channel anyway, as I'm sure you know. So if you want to catch up anytime, you'll be able to. Jacob says, how long have you been making videos? The first one's from 2012, so about 10 years, almost. I think it was May 2012 that I put the first one up. Hello, Robin. Thank you for joining. Although, unfortunately, I'm about to leave. Sorry about that. But if you want to catch up, the stream's going to go up on the channel anyway. And we had our fair share of technical problems today. Although, actually, they were only really at the beginning and end, weren't they? Usually, they're all spread out throughout the whole live stream. But we kind of managed to keep them as, like, bookends this time. Kind of. So, yeah. Yeah, the mic, I think this actual USB cable is like dying. I think that's the problem. So if I like nudge it slightly, if this connection moves here, it like literally kills the mic. So I think I need to actually replace this cable. It's not actually the microphone, it's the cable. Arthur says, bye, and also been here since it said live in 34 minutes, and now I'm at the end. And yes, 5 is very good 2-hour stream. And yes, his is very good. What do you mean? Sorry, can you say that again? The best 2-hour stream. Oh, thanks. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yes, Johnny, the mic problems are the cable. Because what happens is, if I'm using the mic and then it gets unplugged and plugged back in again, sometimes the LG hub, which is the app for the mic, sometimes it doesn't reapply the correct settings. So it'll go back to using the default settings, which explains why, for example, it might be like really distorted because it'll be using automatically a really high input volume. So yeah, it's great. It's really fun. Okay, well, thank you again for being here. I hope you enjoyed our bit of an unusual stream this time. I do actually have a copy of Windows 1 that I have not unboxed yet either, so that could be an idea for a future stream if you did like this format. If not, it will go up at some point as a regular video. Also, remember, keep an eye out, because coming up shortly I'll be uploading that Windows 1 upgrade-a-thon in celebration of reaching 10,240 subscribers, which is Windows 10's build number. So yeah, we're going to be upgrading from Windows 1 all the way through to 11, so stay tuned for that. Also, throughout December, every day, for my advent calendar, Windows advent calendar, I'm uploading a short video, literally a YouTube short video, every day throughout December, ending on the 25th, which is obviously Christmas Day. So if you're interested, you'll get a little snapshot into some part of the history of Windows every day, starting from Windows 1, which was obviously on Wednesday, the 1st of December, and ending with Windows 11 on the 25th. So yeah, thank you again for being here, and hopefully I will see you all in the next one. I will see you then.